trying to make their way home. A beautiful baby boy, a beautiful family, in a beautiful apartment on the Upper West Side of Manhattan. Just one problem.
I'm currently staying in a house with someone who I don't even know.
You don't know these people?
No.
The apartment belongs to a friend of a friend, a stranger, really. Elizabeth and Dave Brody have been staying here with their 2-year-old son, Max, since the World Trade Center collapsed, right in front of their home.
I lived directly across the street from the World Trade Center.
In the very corner of this picture, that's the top of our building. That's One Liberty Plaza that they were talking
Dave,
about.
a CBS newsman, was on assignment in Cincinnati when it happened.
My cell phone rang, and it was Elizabeth just screaming.
Elizabeth was home with their baby, literally next door to disaster.
I all of a sudden heard the loudest, most thunderous crashing sound I'd ever heard in my life. And then when the tower came down, I was sitting on the floor and I had my son in my lap, and then the windows just went black as night. It was like someone turned out the light, and I thought, that's it. It's down, and it's down on us.
I was literally on one knee in a warehouse in Cincinnati. And I had nothing I could do, nothing.
Your son's 2 years old. You held him in your arms the whole time?
And a van just sort of emerged from nowhere, and I had no idea who was driving or where we were going. I just knew that I was going to get in and get out. Now
that she is out and safe, Elizabeth Brody says she never wants to see her home again.
She doesn't want to go there. We're out.
It's on Broadway right here.
But there is one thing Elizabeth
really
won't leave behind.
On this map. I do feel like I really want to have my son's baby pictures. I don't care about anything else. And I just think, you know, that's his home, that's where his toys are, that's where I brought him home when we came home from the hospital. I just want to see it one last time. I can't live there again.
So today, Dave and Elizabeth will try to go home for what might be the last time.
I'm thinking about how I vowed never to go back there, but I have to.
But the question is, will they even be able to? With thousands still missing, more than 200 confirmed dead, downtown Manhattan is in shambles. Right now, Dave and Elizabeth's neighborhood, Ground Zero, is part disaster area, part crime scene, part war zone. With checkpoints and roadblocks on every corner, Dave and Elizabeth aren't even sure they'll be allowed home.
I'm going home, but it doesn't feel like home. It will never be home again.
Much less what they'll find when they get there.
That's the smell. Well, there's something about a smell that can bring you right back. Where do we have to try to get through?
Right up at that checkpoint there. Actually, I'd say we should go to Maiden Lane one. Can we get up to our house? 176 Broadway, but there's an entrance. I know you can't go on Broadway, but yeah, absolutely.
My heart was racing. I felt like I wanted to be there and didn't want to be there all at the same time. I just wanted to get in, get it done, and leave.
Just being back is painful enough.
I can't look out of that window and relive every day what we experienced and look out of that window and know that that's where all those people lost their lives. I can't.
The view from their window is almost impossible to comprehend.
You see the skin of the World Trade Center, that skeleton, buried in Church Street. Not over where the Trade Center used to be, but buried in the middle of Church Street. That's half block away.
The house eerily is intact, although completely covered in dust.
They grab what they can, family photos, a few clothes, Max's favorite toys.
I went into his room and I just reached for his favorite little musical wind-up kitty cat. I just wanted to get out of there, and I closed the door behind me, and I didn't even look back. I didn't look over my shoulder.
What did you see? It's all right. It's okay. It's all right. It's okay. It's okay. Heading back uptown, Dave and Elizabeth are acutely aware they are the lucky ones. Lucky to have a roof, any roof, over their heads.
Max, who's this?
lucky to have their precious photo albums.
Even if we lose our home and lose everything, you know, it doesn't matter. We're the lucky ones.
Lucky just to be alive.
Max, look at what Mommy brought back for you.
Kitty, that's right.
And to be able to return their son's favorite toy.
Are you happy to have your kitty?
Still, Elizabeth worries.
When he sees a plane, he says, no, no smoke.
Will Max, just 2 years old, be forever affected by what he saw on the 11th of September? And for that matter, will all of us?
He keeps telling me, he says, Mommy, big buildings go kaboom. Big buildings fall down. And I try to explain to him that big buildings don't fall down. They won't fall down again.
One additional note, as we told you at the time of the attack, David Brody was on assignment in Cincinnati. Now he tells us the only way he can make it back home to his wife and son was by rental car, more than 600 miles in less than 10 hours. Just one of the stories of love and devotion that we're sure to hear about in the weeks ahead. Dan?
Harold, where will they eventually wind up living? They're now living in these temporary quarters.
Well, Dan, they don't know where they're going to go. They're like everyone else. They're just playing it one day at a time. But one thing we do know, at least from watching this piece, is that Elizabeth does not want to go back to her address down here in the lower end of Manhattan. She said that she's been through the first bombing and she can't take it anymore.
Harold Dow, thanks.